many of you have a cell phone? Raise your hands. Almost everyone's got a cell phone. How many of you have a year's supply? Not as many hands go up on that one. In 1987, Ezra Taft Benson said the counsel to store food may be as essential to your temporal welfare as boarding the ark was in the days of Noah. That's life and death. More recently, the Secretary of Health and Human Services, Michael Levitt, was counseling citizens to have at least a 3-month supply of food, water, and medicine. I've been teaching this class for more than 20 years, and I've never understood why people have chosen to ignore this kind of wise counsel. I've heard all the excuses, and I finally came up with my own top 10 reasons why I don't have my year's supply. Number 10, my neighbors have a 2-year supply. It's more likely that your neighbors don't have any food at all. Very few people have made the effort to be prepared for an emergency. So if your plan is to eat your neighbor's food, first off, that's probably not very nice. And second off, it's probably not a very good plan. Number 9, I'm just going to move in with my parents or my children. Not a good plan all by itself. A lot of people believe that when times get bad, we're all just going to band together and we'll share our food and everyone will survive. The problem with that is nobody's sharing food, so we won't survive for very long. And another problem is if you've considered that if there were any kind of epidemic or pandemic, you couldn't band together. You couldn't share. So you may have to survive on just what's in your home. Number 8, isn't that what my taxes are for? If there were any kind of national crisis or emergency, how long do you really think it would be before a government agency would reach you? And besides, the government has been telling us to have a 3-month supply of food, water, and medicines. Number 7, I donate to my church, and I assume when things get bad, they're just going to take care of me. I think a lot of people are expecting miracles in these times because they're not storing food. Elijah's never-ending barrel, or maybe there's a Joseph of Egypt out there who's storing for everyone. I would suggest that the responsibility to have an emergency supply for your family isn't your neighbor's, it isn't the government's, and it's not the church's. It's yours. Number 6, I have a year's supply and the bullets to go with it. I've heard people say, why would I go to all the effort of storing food for my family just to have some guy with a gun come to my home and either threaten or kill my family to take it away? And I respond back, are you afraid of the guy with the gun? Because you should be more afraid of becoming the guy with the gun. What would you be willing to do if you were watching your child starve to death? I promise you would lie, cheat, steal, and you would become the guy with the gun to save your child's life. Food storage isn't just about your temporal welfare. It's also about your spiritual salvation. Number 5, the boat and the four-wheelers are taking up all my storage space. Number 4, I've got 1,000 pounds of wheat. What else do I need? Unless you're eating that wheat on a daily basis and your body's accustomed to it, that wheat could kill you faster than a famine. Number 3, I've decided I'm just going to store non-perishable items and then I'm going to trade for food. I kind of chuckle and thinking, good luck eating those gold coins, because when people are starving, they're not going to share their food. They're not going to trade their food. And I guess the other point would be, if they do, you're going to be buying the most expensive bowl of soup that you ever ate. Number 2, I can't afford scrapbooking and food storage. I like that one. The average food storage can cost as little as $1 a day. When I ask how many of you have cell phones, I know everyone's going to raise their hand. And I know that you spend more than $1 a day on that service. Is your cell phone really more important than your family's survival? And the number 1 reason why I don't have my year's supply, I'm waiting for them to sell Papa John's dehydrated pizza. Food storage has such a stigma attached to it. If it's not wheat, beans, and powdered milk, it can't be food.
Are you ready? Do you have what it takes to not only survive hard times, but also thrive in them? In times like these, the most valuable currency we have is food and food reserves. It is more precious than gold, oil, and cash. Food is our greatest dependency, because when you're hungry, nothing else matters. You know it, and I know it. You can't control earthquakes, floods, or the real estate meltdown. But if you have food, you have personal solutions to how these things affect you. Register right here, right now, and order your 6 free meals so you can truly discover what the currency of the future and your freedom taste like.